turns out the motor. Jeez.
That's going to be brilliant,
Can I
isn't it?
try?
Yeah. So it finally arrived from China. It took about a month. A bit battered, but nevertheless it got here. Looks like a motor controller. A motor 250 watt with gearbox. Okay. Well, number of goodies. We also have sprocket, chain, get some bobs obviously to keep it all together, and a pre-made mounting bracket to have. Oh, it's covered in plastic, but throttle and an opposite one as well, I guess, to make them match, which is a nice touch. That's it. So yeah, 47 quid. Now I've seen these at 80, 90, and they go up into the hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands, but for £47.50 and free shipping, I'm going to give this a go, because as an entry level, that's brilliant. Must admit, this feels a little light though, but 24 volts, 250 amps, watts, sorry. So yeah, bike next. Oh no, that's not right. This is what's just happened. Trying to get the freewheel off. It's broken the tool. So that freewheel is just not coming off. So the bike is no good for my project. So I'm off to the Cycle Hub, which is a charity here in Maidenhead, that I can donate this bike to and pick up another one for maybe 30, 40 quid, something like that, that's more suitable for what I want to do. So that's next. This is what I got. This is the new bike for the project. I've got the guy to take off the freewheel there, just to make sure I'm not in the same position as I was, but it came off easily. So that's what we got now. I'm going to have to muck around with the gears. They take up most of the handlebar space, but I think we can get something out of this. Right. Okay, let's just put a little bit of juice into this and see if we get anything at all. Make sure the controller works, stuff like that. So connectors. Yep, that'll work. Need another colour. I just burnt it out. Whoa! Did you see that? Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Right.
Is that the way to it? Jeez.
That's going to be brilliant,
Can
isn't
I
it?
try?
Yeah. Just grip the end. That's it.
So it's basically a motorbike for kids.
Well, for me, yeah.
And
Yeah. It's all electric though. This is so cool. Right. So I've got all the bits out here and I'm just wiring them up. I'm checking online to see how this all configures itself. And effectively what we've got is we've got power coming from the battery into the controller box. We've got the throttle connected to the controller box and we've got the output into the motor from the controller box as well. Also there's a little lock, on electronic lock on this, so I've just joined those to activate that to turn the controller on. And here we go. That is lovely. See, the voltage has dropped. Right, let's see what the recovery rate's like. .1. Okay. Right. Down to bike time. Okay, so I've been on Amazon. I took the original freewheel that came off this and went for the middle gear and just counted the number, and it was a 16 tooth gear. So this is going to replace the big sprocket. As you can see, a total change of design now. Okay, so that's cool in the gang. That goes on there. It's supposed to anyway, I think. It goes on there. And I think this is supposed to go on somehow. Oh, hello. Oh, it won't go over that, will it? This is just getting better and better. Oh, hang on. I wonder if it's, yeah, it's just that nut, isn't it? Okay, that's got to come off. Yep, that moved. Now then, no, that's the way. I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Let's just hang that on. No. There's nothing to lock that in. And not on that one. Let's have a little look here. Let's see what we can come out from this. I don't know what that's for. It's like a spacer. I wonder if it's a spacer for... Anyway, let's just see if this is actually going to work. I'll just tighten those up. Okay, and that's what we end up with. It looks like that can go on a little bit further if we wanted it to. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Looks like that will go on a bit further. We'll have a look at that when we come to setting it up properly. be off for now. Oh, no, there we go. Got the cable trapped. That's going to have to go to the other side, isn't it? There we go. Come on, Mark, basics. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Oh, come on. Ah. Yeah, if we reverse that screw, that will keep the torque on it. Yeah, let's just do that for the time being, just to get this all tightened up. Okay, so that needs to come over a bit. A bit further. There we go. You see how the engine is sort of like that, and so it's hitting the chain at that angle, and I really want it like that. The only way I can get that is to put some more shims in here and pull it out a bit. And I think we've got enough room on the nut to put a couple more in there. So yeah, a couple more in there and job's a good one. Right, I'll do that now. So that's on. Now I need to adjust the derailleur because it's not over. Right, it's not far enough over, so I need to adjust that just slightly, give it a bit more room over there. That's interesting. Huh. It looks like that's the wrong type of sprocket after all of that. Let me see if I can show you what's happening. And this is just my complete lack of knowledge on this sort of stuff. But can you see that the chain is actually riding up high rather than sitting in? It's riding up high rather than sitting, the chain sitting in on the sprocket correctly. So that means that's just going to slip. Look. So I need to get the old gearing out and buy another one. Still, we're learning. I have a neighbour who's a bike mechanic, and he came and had a quick look for me, and he said the reason why this chain was riding up on the thing was because it was a derailleur change, and that's different from a single speed, which are wider. So quick trip to Halfords, and a new chain for 10 quid. He put it on for me, and so now we can use the 3 at the front, and that's all set up, ready to go. Check it out. Very nice. Okay, so that's that. That's the basics of the mechanics done. I guess we're now looking at the electronics. Okay, battery, controller, throttle. That's next. Doesn't look too bad. It's time to take it out. Why is the alarm going off? Thought we killed that. $29.2. Right, we've got a 1 mile circuit. We'll see how many laps, if 1 lap at all, we can do. I won't cycle, I'll just use the motor. Okay, that was circuit 1. Battery's warm. Controller's warm, but not hot. That's 1 circuit, that was a mile. 27.3. So will it maintain that? 27.4, so it's recovered a little bit. Let's see if it goes up. 27.4. Right, let's do another circuit. Okay, end of the second circuit. Temperature remains the same. .2 volts now. Okay, third circuit. Okay, here's the third lap. Battery is a lot hotter. Let's see what the voltage is. 25.6. 25.6. So if I wanted all of the batteries to stop discharging at 3.2 volts each, that's 3 times 7, that's 21. And then 0.2 times 7 is 1.4. So that's 22.4 22.4 volts. So I can go to 22.4 volts before I hit 3.2. So there might be another cycle in this. It's getting a bit slow on the hills now. It's definitely feeling the loss of voltage. But let's give it a go. Okay, we're on our 4th lap now, each lap being a mile, and you can it's dropped to sort of about 25 volts, and you can definitely feel it. It's a lot slower, but it crawls up the hills. But again, no pedalling, it's purely on the battery. And if I want to preserve the batteries, I reckon 3.5 volts each is a minimum, which means I can drop the voltage down to 24.5 volts. That's 3.5 volts times 7. That'd be 24.5 volts. So I can go as low as 24.5 volts, and I'd still have my batteries remaining at 3.5 when I recharge them. So if I can get round... Oh, that's horribly slow. Look, 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 look. Come on. I'm going to fall off at this rate. Come on, come on. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Is it going to stall? I got it on full whack. It's going up a slight incline. That's the problem. And I weigh, what, 90 kilos or something. So you can see that a 24 volt battery is not really going to cut it. However, this is only on a battery, and this is its 4th circuit after having done 3 miles of battery only, no cycling. So it'll be interesting to see how far it'll go with assisted, like with me pedalling for most parts and it just assisting me uphill. Anyway, I reckon it's going to do 4 miles on its own, and if it does that, that makes it easily usable to go to the shops, even the ones at Cookham, which is what, 3 miles away, 2 miles away, something like that, easily, without having to use the car. Having said that, it takes about 2 hours to charge the thing afterwards. However, let's see how we get on. And this is the real hill. This might need some assistance now. Is it going to stop, or is it just going to keep creeping? It's still creeping. Oh, this is painful. Go on. We're doing no miles an hour. Well, I got up the hill. Here we go.
I knew it was a dead bird. Right, just keep cycling.
Yay, we did it. This is going to do 4 miles on a crummy little battery made out of laptop stuff. Look at the speed now, on the flats, still. Well guys, I have an e-bike for about 100 quid. A usable one. I think it's usable. Let's check the voltage. Okay, temperatures again. Yeah, battery's increased in temperature. Controller's okay. 24.9, so just under 25 volts. So 3.5 would be 24.5. So yeah, that's about 3.6 then, something like that. 3.55. Excellent. Right. I'm not going to put it through any more pain. I'm going to give the battery and the controller a rest and get them charged up and then do an assisted one. But that's 4 miles on the battery alone. Brilliant. So in principle it works. Could there be an improvements? Well, the engineering was sound and the build executed without fault. So no, this is perfect. I don't need to do anything apart from a couple of minor things. This motor's too far out, so therefore I've got to use shims to push this out a bit, and I'd like to reduce the shims, flatten the plate and move the whole thing in a bit. That would be one thing I would do immediately. I need to get rid of this and so therefore line up the derailleur so it only sticks to this one free wheel there, so it goes on there, and therefore I can get rid of these shims and therefore put a bit more thread on that nut there and bring that in a bit. That would be good. Once that's done, I could get the derailleur just to sit directly on there, so I can still use my 3 gears here. This needs to be replaced because it doesn't fit the chain properly, and so therefore advice there would be that when you choose your bike, choose it with a bit more care than I did. I was looking at battery space, not actually looking at this section here, just thinking the engine will fit. I offered it up, it looked like it was going to fit. That was my decision made. I would take more care around that. I'd make sure, probably go for a freewheel straight off rather than a derailleur system. Even though I might lose it here, lose the 3 gears here, that might well be better. I don't know yet. This box on the back, obviously no good. I need to be able to position this controller somewhere where there's some flow of air to keep it cool, because it just gets a bit hot. Electrically then, also some improvements can be made. The motor's rated at 24 volts. If this thing's trying to run on 24 volts, it's going nowhere. It's too low a voltage. I know it can take more because when the batteries are fully charged, I know it can do more. It can handle more voltage than the 24 rated on it. Because when the batteries are fully charged, they're 29.2 volts, and so is the controller's handling that as well, albeit getting a bit warm, and that's probably the current that's getting pulled through to try and keep it going. So I think a 36 volt battery on this would be much better. Therefore that means when they're fully charged, I've got 36 volts going through this, as long as the controller don't blow up on that. And when they're discharged, so when they're about, I don't know, 3.2 to 3.4 volts, it's still 29 volts going through the motor, and I'm sure that will make a huge difference to it. Rather than crawling up hills, it will just, although the batteries are depleting, they're not at the end of their life there for that charge. They'll pull you up a hill still, because they'll still have 29 volts pushing out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some work on here. I'm going to do some work on mounting a new 36 volt battery, get rid of this box, do the derailleurs, and then we'll take it for another test. So they're the upgrades. £100, borderline on that. It's difficult to use, and I think I've probably spent 110, but that did include the bike. So if you've got a bike already, cool. Anyway, if you like this one, please like and subscribe so you can see the upgrade to this, and we'll just keep building this until we get a really good bike, but we'll see how far we can get with this one right now. Thanks for watching.